What is going on, everyone? This is NinjaGeek here, and welcome to my top 5 worst things about Black Ops 3. I did the 5 best things in my own personal opinion last week, so you can check that out. The video will be right up there, so you can click on that card there, and you'll see it. Obviously, so you can go back and watch it if you want to watch that first, whatever you want to do. But in this particular video, I'm going to start it off with the honorable mentions of the worst things, because these particular things aren't necessarily making it in the top 5 worst, but they are needed to be mentioned in going forward with the series, as well as they haven't been in previous, or haven't been in previous Call of Duty franchise titles. So that's why I put them in the honorable mentions. And the first thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that you can't walk or shoot through your own teammates. Most of the times, this is one of the most annoying factors about Call of Duty. I'll be walking or running through a doorway, and a potato teammate is just sitting there blocking the door, and either I end up getting shot or I get frustrated because I can't move around him. This needs to be fixed. Other games have had this feature that you can walk and shoot through teammates since, forever. Other games have had this feature. I can't name any off the top of my head right now. Okay, Overwatch example. Perfect example. Just came out, Overwatch. You could walk and shoot through your teammates. Why can't you do that in Black Ops 3? I'm not comparing the two games. I'm saying that it should have been a feature a long time ago, and it hasn't been here. So that's why I feel that it brought the quality down a little bit here. I just don't know why it's has not been a feature in previous Call of Duties as well as Black Ops 3. But the next thing is obviously, of course, the random server farts that we all experience. Mostly I experience them in Treyarch games. However, they do happen in other Call of Duty titles, so it's not just a Treyarch only thing, and that's obviously going to happen. Lag always happens, stuff like that. It's just I notice it more in Treyarch games. The stock maps in Black Ops 3 are nothing like a raid or a hijack from Black Ops 2, and it's not like they're bad maps at all. It's just there's no really good maps that stand out like they did, like Firing Range in Black Ops 1 did, or Nuketown did. There's nothing like that. Of course, we have Nuketown in Black Ops 3, but there's no maps that really stand out that were personally for Black Ops 3. Of course, we're getting Raid in DLC 3 if you did not know that, but that's a DLC map. None of the stock maps, to me at least anyways, really stand out as favorites of the franchise itself. And one disappointing thing that I noticed, it's not really about the multiplayer, but it's about the zombies. We were getting this Shadows of Evil Excellent Zombies experience, which obviously includes one zombies map on the disc itself, and if you want to get more, you have to either buy the Giant or buy extra DLC. And while the Shadows of Evil isn't that, I guess it's not that good in my own opinion. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's just too complex. It's way too big of a map to just even get into zombies. If you're like me, a casual zombies player that likes to play from time to time, it's not that good of a map to do that, whereas the other Call of Duty, Treyarch games, had better zombies maps to start off with, and over time, I feel the zombies maps even got way too complex, even within the DLCs, so you could argue that they're too complex. I feel for the zombies enthusiast, it's good, but for a regular casual zombies player, it's not going to be a specific cup of tea to you. But starting off at number 5 for me is the fact that Nomad, the specialist, is a completely useless and wasted character. During the beta, obviously Rejack people felt was OP. In my own personal opinion, I didn't have a problem with it, but people felt it as second chance, if you will, but it was nowhere near as annoying as second chance. Like I keep saying time in and time out, that specialists don't really need to be in Call of Duty. If they're in there, like Treyarch did this year, okay, I don't have a problem with it, but I prefer them not to be. But having Reject the way that it used to be, in my own personal opinion, made the actual ability useful, and now it's just useless. Nobody uses Reject unless you're trying to get hero gear, and that's the only reason. You don't see people actually using it for a useful reason. And with the Hive, yes, it kills fast and whatnot. It's basically like, I guess, a Claymore of Black Ops 3. The problem with it, though, is that it's one of the easiest specialists to see and take out, because you can easily see it before you... It's a red giant glowing circle. Well, it's not giant, but it's a red glowing circle, and it's easy to spot. So Nomad itself, I just don't feel like he belongs in Black Ops 3. If they had 8 specialists and maybe they brought in the 9th Blackjack one, that would have been fine. But Nomad just did not need to be in Black Ops 3, and that was my number 5. Getting on to number 4, is I combine these two because they are pretty much the same thing. They go along with each other. It's the hit detection and invincibility frames. Treyarch has known to not have great of hit detection, and the same reigns true here within Black Ops 3. Most of the times it's okay, but there or there, depending on when you're getting lag and your connection to the service, whatever the case may be, the hit detection is off, and with that comes invincibility frames. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically where it's like on my screen, I shoot somebody and I feel like I should get the kill, but on their screen, I'm not even looking in the same direction. It could also be corresponding with camera angles, most notably in Black Ops 2, but they do have that camera angle weird functionality in Black Ops 3, as well as the hit detection is still wonky. You could still feel it's on that Treyarch service, and I don't know what they're running off of, but they really need to fix that for future Treyarch games. Number 3 is the biggest problem within the game, and why are you saying that it's at number 3, or why am I saying it's at number 3, is because there are things above this, which it's sad to say, but there are things above this. The worst thing about the in-game stuff, in-game play itself, about Black Ops 3 is the flinch. It is annoying. Now, here again, I did make a video saying that toughness should not be a part of Call of Duty, but that doesn't mean that nobody gets to have toughness, okay? Toughness should just be built into every single character. Yes, you could say they built it in, but you don't see it a lot, okay? Toughness was a crutch perk, and I even said it before Ghosts came out that it needed to be removed from the game, and it wasn't. So there you go. You have a crutch perk that they removed, but they didn't fix the problem. And here lies the problem, that the flinch was too much in Black Ops 3, where in 2065, I should not feel any flinch on my gun. And then you have some people saying that no flinch would be no fun, no skill. I completely disagree. I think that having too much flinch like Black Ops 3 has is just throwing everything out of the balance scale. And having no flinch would just ultimately be better of a choice than to have way too much like Black Ops 3 did. And that's ultimately what completely ruined the game for me. Number 2 and number 1 are both sad to say that they are not in gameplay items. We've went from Call of Duties in previous years where things have been in the gameplay itself, like Second Chance, all the bullshit within the actual game itself, and now we're talking about things outside of the game. So number 2 for me has to be the fact of how useless the Season Pass is within Black Ops 3. Of course, you get the 4 multiplayer maps and a zombies experience, but Season Pass holders get nothing. You spend $50 on the Season Pass, you get absolutely no weapons. It's just 4 DLC maps and 1 zombies map, which you're saving $10 on, unless if you buy the regular DLC, it's $60. If you buy the Season Pass, it's $50. All you're doing is saving $10, but you're not guaranteed anything. You're not getting anything extra for it. And yes, in Black Ops 3, they did introduce the weapon bribes, where you got 1 weapon bribe if you were a Season Pass holder, except you only get 1, and it's not a lot. You're not guaranteed anything. You could get a stupid melee weapon. It's just not an overall good system. There's still no trading system within Call of Duty, like all of the features that we want to see supply drops have. It's ultimately just not a good reason to buy the Season Pass, and Activision still sells that for $50. If it was a $30 price tag, you might be getting a good deal, because it's like, okay, if you get no weapons, at least you're getting somewhat of a discount, but just to offer a $10 discount is just like scamming the people who actually enjoy the franchise. And we all know what the number 1 worst thing about Black Ops 3 is. Of course, it is the supply drop system with the Call of Duty points, the crypto key earn rate, the pay-to-win items, all of that combined into the number 1 spot. Because at first, obviously, they said it was all going to be cosmetic, and it turned out not to be. And it's just an overall terrible system, the way the supply drop system has worked within Advanced Warfare as well as Black Ops 3, and it is the thing that most people complain about, and I have too, because it's a pay-to-win use to it. It's not, people say it's not pay-to-win because the weapons suck. There are still weapons that you cannot get in there. It's unfair to people who don't have the time or the money to actually try and get these weapons. So it's ultimately just not a good system, and that's why it's here at number 1. But that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. This is NinjaGeek. I'm out. And peace.